The main event of 1951 had ended, but left Korea divided.
51 is at the heart of a UFO conspiracy.
If there were such a report, it would almost certainly be classified by now.
The 1950s were a decade of tension, secrecy, and intrigue, marked by the Cold War, rapid technological advances, and a growing fascination with the unknown. Governments and intelligence agencies operated behind closed doors, while UFO sightings, mysterious deaths, and covert experiments sparked endless speculation. From alleged alien encounters to secret coups and mind control experiments, countless events fueled public distrust. So, join us as we explore 25 conspiracy theories from the 1950s that remain unsolved. In July 1947, a mysterious object crashed near Roswell, New Mexico, initially reported as a flying disc by local media. The military quickly retracted the statement, claiming it was a weather balloon. This sudden reversal sparked rumors that the U.S. government hid evidence of extraterrestrial life. Conspiracy theorists claim that alien bodies and advanced spacecraft were recovered and secretly studied in military facilities.
Roswell, New Mexico, in July 1947 was debris from a formerly top-secret Army Air Forces research project, codenamed Mogul,
fueling decades of speculation about UFO cover-ups. Over the years, witnesses have shared conflicting testimonies and alleged documents have surfaced, but no verified proof of aliens exists. While some researchers link the event to experimental military projects, the mystery remains unresolved, making Roswell a symbol of post-war UFO intrigue. Could the secrecy surrounding Roswell have paved the way for more classified alien research, like what later emerged at Area 51? Area 51, a remote U.S. Air Force base in Nevada, became the center of secrecy in the early 1950s. The government used the site for testing experimental aircraft, such as the U-2 spy plane, far from public scrutiny. The unusual security measures, unexplained lights, and reports of strange aircraft led people to speculate that alien technology or recovered spacecraft were being reverse-engineered there.
Performing experimental testing on aircraft was assigned to Area 51 in the mid-1960s.
Conspiracy theories suggest that Area 51 is a hub for extraterrestrial research, with sightings of flying saucers linked to these experiments. Despite decades of public curiosity and leaked information about aircraft testing, no verified evidence of alien technology has emerged. The theories remain unproven, but the secrecy continues to fuel speculation. In the early 1950s, the CIA reportedly began secret experiments to explore mind control and behavioral manipulation, later known as MK-Ultra. Researchers allegedly tested LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and other techniques on unwitting subjects, including civilians and military personnel. The goal was to investigate interrogation methods and psychological influence during the Cold War.
Mind control research back home intensifies. The new goal is to cause an individual to become subservient to an imposed control.
Rumors emerged that these programs caused long-term mental trauma, raising ethical concerns about government experimentation on humans. While declassified documents confirm that some experiments occurred, many details remain unknown. The extent of the program and its full impact are still speculative. MK-Ultra remains a prominent example of post-war fears about government overreach and covert scientific experiments. In the early 1950s, the FBI reportedly began covert programs aimed at monitoring, infiltrating, and disrupting domestic political organizations considered subversive or communist-influenced. Known later as COINTLPRO, these early operations allegedly targeted civil rights groups, leftist organizations, and activists, often using surveillance, harassment, and disinformation. The secrecy surrounding these activities fueled conspiracy theories about government overreach and manipulation of political movements.
We are for the extermination of that law and order, and you have shown us clearly that we can only do it by being armed.
While documents confirm some programs existed, the full scope remains unclear, and many claims remain speculative. Critics argue that these operations violated civil liberties, and the program's secrecy contributed to lasting public distrust. Historians acknowledge the FBI's misconduct, but many specific allegations and rumored abuses remain unproven or unexplained. Could the FBI's covert sabotage of political groups have been just the tip of a larger domestic surveillance agenda? From the late 1940s through the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force conducted Project Blue Book to investigate UFO sightings. Some theorists claim that the government deliberately suppressed reports, altered evidence, or dismissed eyewitness accounts to prevent public panic or conceal advanced technology. Sightings over cities, military installations, and remote areas contributed to speculation about extraterrestrial presence. Although Project Blue Book released many reports later and officially concluded that no UFOs threatened national security,
1952 was one of the biggest years of UFO sightings in U.S. history. The culmination of that year was...
Conspiracy theorists argue that the program covered up true encounters. No proof of alien contact has emerged, and the suppression claims remain speculative. Nevertheless, the secrecy and official denials of the era helped cement UFOs as a subject of enduring mystery. The Philadelphia experiment is an alleged naval experiment, where the USS Eldridge reportedly became invisible or teleported. Stories claim the Navy sought to develop stealth technology or manipulate space-time, with some sailors allegedly suffering physical or mental trauma.
Many were dead, and others were found to be embedded in the bulkhead of the ship, still alive.
The U.S. Navy denied that any such experiment occurred, but reports and letters from alleged witnesses sparked decades of speculation. While most historians and scientists dismiss the story as urban legend, some theorists argue it represents secret Cold War research into advanced physics and military technology. To this day, the experiment remains unverified, blending science fiction with Cold War-era fears and secrecy. During the early Cold War, the CIA allegedly engaged in covert operations aimed at eliminating foreign leaders perceived as threats to U.S. interests. These operations were reportedly motivated by geopolitical concerns, such as containing communism or securing access to strategic resources. Conspiracy theorists argue that the agency orchestrated assassinations in countries across Latin America, the Middle East, and Asia.
I do not run for the presidency merely to oppose any man, but to propose new policies. I run because I am convinced,
sometimes using proxy forces or local operatives. Evidence of some covert actions, such as coup involvement in Iran and Guatemala, is documented, but the full extent of assassination claims remains speculative. While some operations are verified, the idea of widespread targeted killings of foreign leaders is unproven, leaving many details unexplained and fueling enduring debates about Cold War secrecy. Were these covert eliminations isolated, or did they reflect a broader pattern influencing even the lives of public figures like Marilyn Monroe? Marilyn Monroe, one of Hollywood's most famous stars, died under circumstances officially ruled as a probable suicide from a drug overdose. However, rumors began circulating that her death was linked to powerful political figures, particularly President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert. Some theorists suggest Monroe possessed sensitive information about government operations or was romantically involved with high-ranking officials.
You're here, Miss Lee. Miss Shaw, you're over here.
Thank you. Pardon me, my girlfriend's too shy to ask, but could she please have your seat?
But of course.
Making her a potential target for elimination. While autopsy reports and investigations provide no evidence of foul play, inconsistencies in witness accounts and her connections to influential people fueled speculation. To this day, Monroe's death remains a subject of intrigue, blending Hollywood glamour with Cold War-era conspiracy culture. In 1956, Egypt's nationalization of the Suez Canal triggered a military response from Britain, France, and Israel, leading to the Suez Crisis. While officially framed as a response to protect shipping and international stability, conspiracy theorists argue that secret Western agendas were at play, including controlling oil supplies and undermining Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser. Some claim that covert planning and manipulation occurred before the public conflict erupted.
This was the chaotic state of affairs in Port Said Harbor when Allied forces entered on the scene. On NASA's orders, a number of ships dredged,
with intelligence agencies coordinating actions behind the scenes. Although historians confirm international interests influenced the crisis, the full extent of alleged secret plots remains speculative. No concrete evidence proves deliberate hidden conspiracies, but the secrecy and rapid military maneuvers fueled decades of speculation about hidden motives. The Korean War, fought between 1950 and 1953, ended with an armistice rather than a formal peace treaty. Conspiracy theorists suggest that powerful nations secretly manipulated the negotiations to maintain a divided Korea and strategic advantage during the Cold War. Allegations include undisclosed deals, withheld information, and the deliberate prolonging of hostilities for political and military gain.
On July the 27th, 1953, after 2 years and 17 days of negotiations, the UN and North Korean leaders signed an armistice.
While the armistice officially halted fighting, the absence of a formal treaty and classified diplomatic communications has led some to speculate that the settlement concealed hidden agreements. No evidence has definitively proven manipulation, but the mysterious nature of negotiations and persistent military tensions have kept the theory alive, feeding Cold War-era suspicions. In the 1950s, reports of mysterious disappearances and alleged encounters with extraterrestrials emerged, often dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications. Conspiracy theories claim that authorities, including the military and intelligence agencies, actively suppressed or ignored these accounts to prevent public panic or hide contact with alien life.
Whatever UFOs are, some of these sightings demonstrate advanced technology.
Some early abduction reports described missing time, strange markings, and experiments, fueling speculation about government collusion or cover-ups. While most cases were never verified, they laid the foundation for later UFO and abduction lore. Official investigations like Project Blue Book collected reports but found no conclusive evidence. The claims remain unproven, yet they contributed to the enduring belief in UFO secrecy and extraterrestrial involvement. 1952. Swedish, Finnish, and Norwegian residents reported seeing mysterious missile-like objects streaking through the sky, later dubbed the ghost rockets. Initially thought to be Soviet tests, the sightings included objects that reportedly changed direction or vanished abruptly, fueling speculation about advanced technology or extraterrestrial origin. Governments investigated but provided few public explanations, leading to claims of suppression or secrecy.
Tracking a glowing orb as it flies over the water. Now watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving orb.
Some theorists argue that the objects represented classified missile tests, while others suggest encounters with unidentified flying objects. Despite extensive reports, no definitive explanation has emerged. The phenomenon remains unexplained, illustrating Cold War-era anxieties about foreign threats and the possibility of hidden knowledge. It contributed to early UFO lore and skepticism of official narratives. Before becoming president, John F. Kennedy served in the U.S. Navy and later entered politics during the early Cold War. Conspiracy theories suggest he may have had secret ties to intelligence agencies, possibly involving covert operations, anti-communist agendas,
one of the most encouraging manifestations of the American spirit that this country has seen in many years,
or knowledge of classified programs. Rumors arose from his rapid political rise, alleged contacts with CIA operatives, and family connections to influential figures. While no concrete evidence links Kennedy directly to espionage activities, the secrecy of Cold War intelligence operations and conflicting historical accounts fueled speculation. These theories remain unverified but reflect public curiosity about how political leaders may have been involved in covert Cold War strategies, blending personal biography with broader geopolitical mysteries. The Lavon affair refers to a 1950s Israeli intelligence operation, later revealed in the 1960s, that involved a failed covert mission in Egypt aimed at destabilizing the government and discouraging Western withdrawal from the region. Israeli agents reportedly attempted bombings of civilian and diplomatic targets to create unrest.
Safin Mateka, the first group of Arab refugees to be repatriated from Lebanon whence they fled 18 months ago.
But the operation was exposed and participants were arrested. Conspiracy theories suggest that the Israeli government concealed the operation's details for decades to avoid an international scandal. While historians confirm the event, speculation continues about the full scope, including potential collusion with other nations or secret motivations. The Lavon affair remains a notable example of Cold War-era clandestine operations and enduring secrecy. During the early 1950s, fear of communist influence in the United States led to the Hollywood blacklist, which barred actors, writers, and directors accused of leftist sympathies from working in the film industry. While officially framed as a national security measure, conspiracy theories suggest that certain powerful studio executives—
Why didn't we avoid all this? Why didn't we answer the questions yes or no as the committee demanded?
Political operatives or intelligence agencies manipulated the blacklist for personal, financial, or ideological gain. Some theorists argue that careers were destroyed to silence dissent or to control public narratives through cinema. While the existence of the blacklist is well documented, the extent to which it was orchestrated as part of a broader conspiracy remains speculative. Many affected individuals later returned to work, but suspicion and secrecy intrigue historians. Did the control over Hollywood reflect a wider pattern of secrecy and danger, similar to hidden risks at nuclear tests? In the 1950s, the United States conducted numerous nuclear tests, including detonations in the Nevada desert and the Pacific. These tests sometimes exposed workers and nearby populations to radiation. Conspiracy theories suggest that the government downplayed or concealed accidents, injuries, and contamination to avoid public outcry or political consequences.
For the first time in our history, American homes will be exposed to atomic blast. Today,
rumors include unreported leaks, faulty detonations, or mishandled radioactive materials. While declassified documents confirm some accidents and exposures, the full extent of alleged cover-ups remains uncertain. The secrecy and limited public knowledge at the time fueled speculation, creating enduring fears about nuclear safety. Many details about these early atomic experiments remain partially unexplained, feeding theories of deliberate obfuscation. During the 1950s, the CIA reportedly engaged in covert operations in Europe, particularly in Italy and France, to influence elections and curb communist influence during the Cold War. Conspiracy theories suggest that the agency provided funding, propaganda, and logistical support to favored political parties while undermining others.
Party dominated the left-wing Popular Front. The Christian Democrats led by
some operations allegedly involved manipulating media, intimidation, or secret alliances with business interests. While historians acknowledge CIA interference in Italian politics, the full scope and methods remain partially classified. Skeptics argue that many aspects of these operations may never be fully revealed. These alleged interventions exemplify Cold War-era clandestine strategies and continue to spark debate about the ethics and reach of intelligence agencies abroad. In 1953, Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh nationalized the country's oil industry, angering British and American interests. In response, the CIA and UK intelligence allegedly orchestrated Operation Ajax.
After an alleged attempt by the Imperial Guard to arrest Dr. Mossadegh and a refusal by the Shah to dissolve Parliament,
a covert coup to remove Mossadegh and restore the Shah's authority. Conspiracy theorists argue that the operation involved bribery, propaganda, and orchestrated protests to manipulate public opinion. While declassified documents confirm CIA involvement, many details, such as the extent of local collaboration, specific tactics, and secret objectives, remain murky. Some claim the coup exemplifies Western interference in sovereign nations for economic and strategic gain. The operation succeeded in its immediate goal, but many aspects remain unexplained, fueling speculation about hidden motives and long-term consequences for U.S.-Iran relations. In the post-war 1950s, West Germany rebuilt its economy with help from former Nazi officials, multinational corporations, and allied governments, particularly the United States. Conspiracy theories suggest secret agreements allowed former Nazis to gain influential positions while sharing industrial and military technology with Western powers.
In 1949, a new nation emerged out of the ruins of the old, the Federal Republic of Germany, known.
Some theorists claim these covert networks facilitated espionage, industrial sabotage, and manipulation of markets, allegedly giving certain corporations unfair advantages. While there is documented evidence of former Nazis' involvement in politics and industry, the full extent of espionage and clandestine cooperation remains speculative. These operations, if true, highlight Cold War priorities where economic and strategic interests often intersected with intelligence activity. Many details are still unclear, keeping the theories unresolved. During the early 1950s, the United States was gripped by fear of communist infiltration, leading to the Red Scare. Senator Joseph McCarthy and other officials investigated alleged subversives in government, entertainment, and education.
A person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States.
Conspiracy theories suggest that McCarthyism was not just about communism, but also a tool to consolidate power, control political opponents, and manipulate public opinion. Critics argue that investigations were often based on rumors or flimsy evidence, with careers destroyed and civil liberties violated. While many hearings and blacklists are documented, speculation continues that deeper agendas, potentially involving intelligence agencies or industrial interests, were hidden beneath the anti-communist rhetoric. The full motivations behind the Red Scare remain a subject of debate and uncertainty. Could McCarthyism's hidden agendas have masked an even larger threat, such as secret Soviet infiltration in the U.S.? In the 1950s, Cold War tensions fueled fears of Soviet espionage within the United States. Reports of spies, including the famous Rosenbergs, and infiltrations of military and government agencies suggested a potential compromise of national security.
Ambassador Large counters repeated denials of Soviet spy activities with a concrete and dramatic example.
Conspiracy theories propose that the true extent of Soviet infiltration was far greater than publicly acknowledged, with some operatives allegedly undetected or protected by internal inefficiencies. While declassified documents confirm some espionage, many claims remain speculative, and the full scope of covert operations is unknown. The uncertainty and classified counterintelligence methods have left room for enduring theories that the U.S. government concealed vital information from the public to maintain confidence and prevent panic. In July 1952, multiple unidentified flying objects were reported over Washington, D.C., prompting radar confirmation and sightings by pilots and civilians. The events caused temporary panic and intense media coverage.
Here to discuss the so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem has been due to our...
Some conspiracy theorists claim that the Air Force misreported, suppressed, or manipulated information to prevent public alarm or hide potential encounters with extraterrestrial craft. Official explanations attributed the sightings to weather phenomena, temperature inversions, or radar glitches, but eyewitness accounts and photographs fueled speculation. While Project Blue Book investigated many UFO reports, no conclusive evidence of alien activity emerged. The incident remains a symbol of 1950s UFO fascination and government secrecy, with the true nature of the Washington sightings still debated and unresolved. Dag Hammarskjöld, the second Secretary General of the United Nations, died in 1961 in a plane crash while on a peace mission in Africa. Although the collision occurred slightly after the 1950s, the planning and circumstances leading up to it involved Cold War tensions.
This great organization grew out of the pain and turmoil of the last war.
Conspiracy theories suggest foul play, including assassination by foreign powers or intelligence agencies opposed to UN mediation in conflict zones. Allegations involve unclear flight patterns, unverified communications, and potential tampering with the aircraft. Investigations have produced conflicting conclusions, with some reports citing pilot error or accident and others suggesting sabotage. No definitive evidence has proven wrongdoing, but Hammarskjöld's death remains a source of intrigue and speculation about hidden geopolitical motives. During the 1950s, several mysterious disappearances of ships and planes in the North Atlantic's so-called Bermuda Triangle captured public attention. These incidents included unexplained vanishings, unusual weather anomalies, and equipment failures. Conspiracy theories emerged suggesting government experiments.
At that moment, it got dark as night all around the aircraft. Not a single sliver of sunshine got through. But this was
secret military testing, or even extraterrestrial interference as possible causes. While natural explanations such as storms, magnetic anomalies, and human error are widely accepted, the secrecy surrounding some maritime and aviation reports fueled speculation. The 1950s marked the beginning of the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a mysterious zone, with incidents remaining partially unexplained. Despite extensive research, no conclusive evidence supports supernatural or covert involvement, leaving the region a lasting source of intrigue and mystery. Project Stargate refers to alleged U.S. government research into psychic phenomena, such as remote viewing and extrasensory perception, for military intelligence. While officially declassified Stargate programs began in the 1970s, theorists claim preliminary experiments and rumors started in the 1950s as part of early Cold War attempts to gain unconventional advantages over the Soviet Union.
Communist mind control techniques. Alarmed by the situation, the newly formed CIA allocated $25 million.
Reports suggest attempts to locate enemy installations or influence decisions from afar mentally. Skeptics argue that most experiments lacked scientific rigor and outcomes were inconsistent. While later declassified documents confirm some psychic research occurred, the full extent, methods, and effectiveness of early operations remain speculative. The theory is an example of Cold War secrecy and experimental intelligence programs.